Okay, so we need to choose our mathematician for a presentation, which is in a week, correct? So let's just go straight down the list. And so Willa and Olivia? Koshi? Okay. Yeah, I named, my wife and I, we named our first dog Koshi. But yeah, Daniel and Polly. Faraday. Is that correct? I don't know if I'm spelling these right, so forgive me if I. Okay, Emma and Kayla. Euler. Yeah. It does look like Euler. It is pronounced Euler. Yes. Ian and Annika.
Can we do Kepler?
Kepler, yes. Blake and Alex.
Pascal.
Pascal. Okay. Jacob and Sawyer. Riemann, yes. This one's tricky. Something like that, I think. Isaac and Chris. Galileo. That's interesting. I think that's fine. Okay, let's see if I can spell it. I guess Galileo. Yeah, that's wrong, but we get the point across. I used to have a professor that would just, if he didn't know how to spell something, he would just do that. He'd just say Galileo. Here we go. Let's keep moving, and I kind of appreciated that. Anyway, okay, very good. So we have a different mathematician or scientist for each group, and we will present our PowerPoint presentations on those a week from today. So when we get to class next Tuesday, we'll just make a list of groups and we'll get started. Sound good? Just so come prepared next week, ready to give your presentation. That's perfect. Any questions on the presentations while we're talking about it? Okay, very good. Yeah, so today is our first day of doing some presentations in class over our homework. So maybe I'll just use what's up here to kind of like sort people out. So let's just say like these first 4 groups, and everybody just like, because it's COVID craziness and stuff, I keep the desk you're sitting in, I guess. I don't care. But I would say, so what I want you to do, if you're in these 4 groups, kind of move your desk over this way. Obviously, we can't just cram the front. So just kind of move to that side of the room. And people that are down on this side, let's move kind of over on this side of the room. So this group will be using this board, and the bottom group will be using this board, okay, to do presentations. So kind of a bumper car situation here. Okay, and then I'm gonna. Okay. So we are in section 1.1. So what I want you to do is you can choose as you want to kind of, but what I'd like you to do is don't have one person present like multiple times. Like everybody should present before somebody presents again. So let's just start with the first problem, which in this section I did 1 through 26 even. So let's just start with number 2. And what I'd like somebody to do is get up and show their work on number 2. But one thing, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but like when I present a problem in class, I usually talk while I'm presenting it. I don't just like quietly write it on the board because it's boring as heck, right? To just watch somebody write something on the board. So I encourage you that when you're presenting, don't feel like you can't talk. In fact, sometimes the talking is more important than the writing because you're trying to explain why did you do this, okay? Now, obviously with truth tables, there's just so much excitement that we can put into the truth table, but do the best you can, kind of walk people through it as if they don't know already what you're doing. And it's okay to ask somebody a question, okay? So if somebody did something and you're kind of like, I'm not sure why you put a true there, that's okay. Feel okay about asking questions. I hope that we can ask a lot of questions, yeah.
If we ask a question and we realize that we have it wrong, are we allowed to change it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, typically, once we get into more proofwriting situations, I won't even collect the problems that we covered in class because I assume that we kind of got there as a group and everybody's like, oh, okay, that's how I should have done this. So I'm here. Cassandra is here. You can ask us questions if you have any questions about what's going on in your problem. But generally, we'll just start working our way through the problems. Okay, I think today things are short enough that we might get through everything. We'll see. If not, that's okay too. So go ahead, and this group, you can start on problem number 2. You guys too, start on problem number 2 and just start working your way through the problems. And if you have any questions, we're here to help.
Okay, well, we got the 2 before you get
Do we even need to go for it?
I got it.
There's a good panel, and there should be. Yes. Question?
I do.
I got it. I have a whole box.
If
you're willing, I would appreciate it.
Thank you.
And or it's like an exclusive or yeah.
So where does that lie?
It would probably just go in with the or
Sure.
In that grouping.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Okay. So problem 2 is amongst the series of questions that is asking about the main connection.
In terms of like my job,
So-
other than
Not you.
answering
Up with the truth
Yes.
book.
Yes.
just like making sure that everybody gets through it, and there's not one person presenting them.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about like policing
Implies,
it per
and
se
then,
as
so according
just
to this,
kind of watch it.
implies.
It's 8 days, right?
If you don't have anything else to do, just watch what they're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes all of them.
Are we good?
You know, and then that's
Oh.
actually
Woo!
I show you something, and that's fine. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, did you, yeah, you
Okay.
could just bring it and actually set it up with Cassandra, like,
Okay,
you could
so
just.
same.
So,
So
I just started
just,
with,
I assume that you won't.
like just normal.
You could even be writing some stuff in.
You are welcome to borrow my book. I have it with me right now. Do not have
Do
it.
all the variations. And then I start with parentheses.
Okay, if you want to look at the problems that they're doing, you're welcome to use that.
He implies, Q, so this is true.
You don't need it super in
False.
So for today, and then there's nothing.
Okay, so what's kind of complicated, so
And
there's
this
a
is
lot
like
of
the car
parentheses going
salesman one,
on.
so that's
So you
why
can just kind of
if he doesn't give him the
that
car,
whole
then
thing
sales
together,
broken.
Still good.
and then that whole thing together, and
So
then
then
you
the P's and
Fabulous
P implies
work. Thank you.
So we're taking these two, so true and true is
Yes,
true.
cool.
True and false is false. False and true is false. False and true is false.
I can do 6.
And then the last one
Oh, you can do it, it's fine.
is this implies Q. That's true and true.
Ian, same question
False
as
and false.
Monica. Monica.
False and true.
Emma.
And false and false. I didn't check my answers, is that
Alright,
right?
so this is the same question,
The second
finding
to
a
last.
connective, and it's really long also, but basically, there's a set of parentheses and a bunch of stuff, and then a set of parentheses and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Q implies Q.
Where did I put that?
I know there's a better.
The last one, yeah.
S
This one?
implies.
The false implies false is
Not
True.
true. Yeah.
Or.
False implies false is false.
Where is it implies or?
So it's, if it's false implies anything is true.
Oh, it's implies.
Yeah, that's why.
Sorry.
So the second to last one, isn't it false
Because there are
implies
parentheses
true?
here. And parentheses
So then it
here.
would be true.
We know that this is.
Yeah, that's the question. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I was like, I know, yeah, it's all true.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, for practice, it's like.
Okay.
Yes.
No, someone else.
Well, you should do a question.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Well, they're all true.
Okay. What we were getting for a question.
It's true.
Oh, it's so effective. Oh my gosh.
So false.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So we're hey. Oh yeah, so much better. Oh wait, no, that's what I'm saying. Oh, okay. I was saying it works. Yeah.
So true is still true.
Okay, so same thing.
Implies Q, that implies Q again. So I'm gonna make like a truth table. So the first column is gonna be
It's gonna be
P and
same
Q.
as the last one. Should have just kept it up here.
False, false, true, false, true, false. And then probably the first one is P implies Q. Have parentheses, so.
So
make a
this
column
one,
for that.
true, true, false, false,
And then,
true,
so
false, true.
if they're both true, then this one's true. But if P is true and Q is false, then
This
one
implies
is
Q.
gonna be
So
false.
true, true, false,
And
true,
if P is
false, false, and
false,
false.
and it doesn't really matter what Q is in that case, so we're gonna do both true.
Did I get that right?
So next,
I got the third one
I'm
different.
gonna add an E and this
Yeah, me
one.
too.
So
Because it's true implies false.
I'll write that down. Then
Yeah, because Q is true, and then P implies Q is
So
still
we're gonna
true.
look at
But it's false
P
true.
column
So that's
and
true, and
this
true
column.
goes false.
So
Is
they're both true. They're gonna
Yeah,
be-
so that is where your finger's at. So
This
it's,
is
false.
This one's gonna be false.
yeah, because
and
P,
that's
that's,
gonna be
or I'm
false
sorry,
as
that's
well.
a Q and P implies
Oh,
Q is true.
Yeah.
And P implies Q is true. Yeah.
Yes.
So then it's true implies
And then
false.
I'm just gonna put a
True
star
plus
here
false
so
is
that I
true.
don't wanna write
Yeah.
them. Okay, so,
Is there another 8?
then,
No, that's it.
Okay.
so we're gonna look at this column and B column. And so if they're both true, this is an implication. Yeah. And so if that's true, then that's not true.
Not.
But true. Yeah, true. So. Someone else want to be?
Wait, so for 8A, you got all true for the last one?
Oh, there's
That's
B and B, okay.
Okay. I had that in my answer.
Yeah.
Well, she could actually just.
Oh, that's true. It's like the first column.
Q. That would be the same. That would be the same.
Keep doing our up there the whole time. Yeah.
Need this section.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is correct, yeah.
All
Okay, you've got an O instead of a Q on the third
and
column.
true, all that is the way they come. Yeah.
Oh, you're just missing the.
I would say that's
Okay.
Or it's only
Okay,
gonna be false.
So P implies Q, it is true only, it's only true most of the time, it's only false
False
when the
here.
first one is true and the second one is false.
False here.
So this
And
is
then
true,
all the rest are
false, true, true. All right, Q and P implies Q, so these two have to be true in
no.
order for this to be.
This
statement
one
to be
and
true.
this one.
So we can look at this and we can look at when it's F or like when it's false and know that automatically it becomes false. And we look at true, true, so that's true.
Or
False, true, false, false,
True.
false.
false,
True, true,
False.
true.
false,
And then false, true.
false, true.
Now, we look at this and it implies that.
Okay.
And the same like rules apply from here to there. So it can only be false
And then we have
if it's true
P,
first
That's
and then it's false later. So we can look at these two because we know these ones
the
are going
last
to be
section
true.
of it.
Look at
P
that at P.
Implies R.
And we see that this is true, this
It's
is
gonna
false, so
be
this is the only
only
one that
false
can be
when
false.
P is true and
The
R
rest
is
of them
false. Is here and here.
Oh,
Yeah.
good strategy.
False,
Very nice.
true, false, and then all the rest are true.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this quickly.
That's okay, it's supposed to have to be.
So this is not what I have written down, but I saw this in the book
And
and I kinda wanna try
then
it.
the final, so we're looking at
Like they
in
have like a
this
summarized. This is
implies
great.
this. So we have true, true,
Hey, okay.
true,
So
false, false,
in the book,
true,
they have this thing.
false,
First
true,
of all,
false,
just get this
false,
out there.
false, true, 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 false, true, false, and then true.
Okay, I am not space efficient.
That's not what I had.
False, true is true.
This is just.
False, true is true. That
If
is
it's
true.
false, it's always true.
Yeah. Now, false.
So
Do
they're
you guys
all-
have one false thing?
No, they're all true.
Yeah, me either.
I have all.
True, false, false,
It's so
false.
hard to write. Okay, so,
True.
so what I'm gonna try to do is just write the
Did you guys
whole
get
thing.
false for this one then?
It had,
Yeah.
in the book, it had like all of it written, and then in separate parts, it would just do parts of
False,
it.
true.
That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Real good.
We're good now.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe some people did that, but.
I tried to do that.
Oh, yeah, but really true.
Well, you
We're
got
about to find
so,
out.
what's everybody's name?
I'm Sawyer.
I write
Sawyer?
things, and maybe-
Okay, awesome.
Alex.
Alex, yeah, I know you've been in class with
Jacob.
Jacob. So maybe Blake.
All right.
I
I think that's it.
yeah.
Okay, so,
Brody?
for the first one, P implies Q.
Anthony.
So since they're both true, it's true.
Chris?
Second one, they're both true, so it's
I don't know
true.
if I'll
Third
remember
one,
off
it's
the head.
true, but then false.
It's
that's
so hard,
false.
like, it's already
False.
hard to learn everybody's name.
False,
And then
but
when
true,
everybody's
since
learning
these are all
it's
false, in
A
contract
little
doesn't
bit
apply.
harder. It's not terrible, but it is harder, so I'll get there.
I am
Cool.
not planning this stuff at all.
It's
Okay.
tracking,
Okay, and then here,
Yeah.
it's the same sort of thing, it's another implied statement. So these are both true, so it's true, true, false, they fail the contract, false, true, so true, true, false here. And then over here, you got a true, and then a false because they failed the contract, and true. Okay, and then for the third one, you have another implies over here. So it would be, the implies are, so true, false, and then true, false. And this is false down here, so the rest of them are gonna be true. That's too many? Yes, that's too many.
Alright, so
Okay.
this one we have.
So
already
then, this is where it gets fun.
True.
So I did this one first because it's all parentheses.
True, false, false.
So that's an and.
And
So
the rest of them are true.
these are
P
both
is
true, so it's true.
False.
These are One of them's not
Alright.
true, so it's false.
And then this one,
One of them's
I
not
don't,
true, so
I just
it's
lumped it
false.
into two because it's pretty easy.
One of them's
So,
not true, so it's
P and R,
false.
true, and then the other one's gonna be true as well.
Yeah, this alignment is terrible.
So true.
These
And then
are on the same
Next
line.
one
This true.
is gonna be false, because we have right here a true
These are
implies false. It'd be a
true,
true and a
false,
false, so false.
True,
Let's
true,
see,
true,
next
true,
one
true,
will be true, because we have
Okay, and then the
a
main
false in the beginning,
connector
so
right
it's
here,
automatically true.
which is just basically the
Fourth
fourth one,
one
which I really like,
Is,
because how
going
it
to be
pans
false.
out, since this is an implied,
let's see, one,
we're
two,
looking
three,
just
four.
at this column
Could
and
we have
this
a
column for this thing. We've got true, true.
false in the
so
beginning and
it's
true plus false? Wait,
We've got false, false, so
Is that what I
that's
just
still
said
true.
before?
It's contract.
Oh no, it's a
there.
true implies false.
You've got
false.
false,
So it should be true.
Contract doesn't imply. False, false, contract doesn't imply. True, true, contract
Okay.
is fulfilled.
And then,
False, true, no contract. True, true, contract was fulfilled.
dude, this
And
sucks.
true, true.
Okay, and then a false and a true,
Is a tautology.
So those would be
which is
false,
pretty
so it's automatically true.
This is always true. I think that's 8. I don't know if I can count. A. And then I like drawing this little symbol.
False and a true, this is, or false and a false,
Very good, very
that's
good.
false, automatically true. False, false. Means that we'll have a false and true, so this will still be false, it's true,
Can I erase it?
and then it'll be true again, so that's true. I have this one as false, but maybe I did it wrong. Let's see,
We
so
got a long way to go.
false and false is false, so it has to be true. So I guess I wrote it down wrong.
So it's
And the second one, true goes to false, so that one is false. All right.
Maybe that easy.
So now we just imply this one with this one. So true implies true is true. True implies false is false. False implies true is true. True. And then it's just true the rest of the way down.
implies.
Is that right?
That's what I got. Wait, no, not the
That's
false.
second one.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
it's
this
true.
true. I think, so on the second.
On the second one, I have true on my paper,
We
but
have P and R is false, and then false implies anything is false.
True.
Right, 'cause
Oh, so
true-
this one is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't lined up in my paper. It wasn't true.
Or it's only false. When the
So then you had this
first and the
one
last
as true as
is
well?
false.
Yeah, they're all.
So it's gonna be true, true, and then false, false, and then true for the last one.
I can't count the lines on my paper. It's so hard, like, to keep.
And then on the and, it's only true when both are true, so it's true for the first and third and false for all the rest.
Oh, it's very careful about that.
Sorry, you get it? I was like, well, this is just gonna be really hard. Yeah. I was like,
I got who
I did
that.
something very wrong in my homework and very wrong in that.
And then.
If it makes sense what I'm saying, but this is, okay, that,
So, true is one. First and third.
It wasn't 14. It wasn't 14, it was 12.
How many questions are really hard for the last two?
last two, that one's just not out the other two, so it's true and with a not and with a not for the other two, and then just or them all together.
So you give us.
So you like-
case
And
where it
then
would work.
onto the
and then you
implies
or-
Because when you isolate it, the only way
So
to
it's
make
only
that whole thing
false
true,
when
if you
the
and
second
it,
one
just
is
make them all
false
true.
and the
So you
first
make it
one
where
is
both
true.
have to be false to make it one.
So,
Did you make an actual tip table, or you just
No,
write it
no,
up?
no.
I did.
But it works.
true, false,
So it's
false.
like each case,
And then the rest of these
every
are all
one's
false.
true, so
So.
P and not Q, not R, or
Isn't
not
the
P,
second one down,
Q, not
true
R.
for Q
And
and
that's
R?
something. And then, yeah, so they're like almost always false, so the one is.
Right, but
The only
If I
thing
can
is
see
true.
one is totally formed together, it'll be true. So it's only true when the other one is true.
Maybe you have.
Oh, I
you
misunderstood
have
the
it.
question.
What do you think? What were you?
I did it wrong. I just made one not true. I thought it meant like make one and
Okay,
not
so
true.
then
and
on
it was
the
false.
last implies,
So I
so
just said
it's this false
Not false.
and this
or
false, so.
True. I mean, or false.
True,
It
true,
would be true or false. Or
true,
true. And then and
true,
another true.
false, false.
That's what I thought it was. But I completely wrong.
think it's, yeah, because I want you to do a full truth table where it's not like if you assign those truth values, it's like any other truth values.
Okay, that makes sense.
Alright, so you got P and Q, P and Q implies R. So this implies this, true, true is true.
Was that a full round?
True, false is false. False, true, yeah, all the rest are gonna be true. True, true. True. Okay. Now we go P implies R. True, false, true, rest are gonna be false. Wait, no, sorry.
Man, I can't believe you guys are all basing it off of my sloppy work.
True, false, true,
None of us could
False.
probably write it in the
That's
would probably
not
have the
true.
same level of slang.
true,
A slight more amount of time than I did.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sure it would be at least not a slanted column.
implies
Bear
R.
with me, guys. This is a long one. Yes.
God.
So
Okay,
our statement
true,
prompted. I'm doing this a little differently than
False.
the way that you guys did it.
true,
In terms of
True.
so we've got P and
True.
Q
false,
implies R, and parenthesis
True.
implies P implies R.
Now I said like the thing is
Q
back in
implies R.
number one.
Did we just do this one?
Yeah,
No.
number one here.
Oh, it's connected.
So that would be this
So
one.
I
So that
decided
would
to
be
break
this
down
one
Yeah.
and
I
this.
solved for each of the parentheses
So we
first.
got true,
So
false,
I, what I do is I
false,
do these little like
true,
dotted
false,
columns,
True.
the ones that are like intermediate.
true,
So for
true.
P and Q, it's only true when both are true.
14.
So that's first, second, and that's good.
Boom. Okay. So now we have this one implies this one.
And the rest
Yeah.
are false boys.
True, true, true. False, false. True,
With
true, and
this
true is true.
column implying R,
True and
it's gonna be
False.
true each time
false.
unless it's a true implies false, which is here.
1, 2,
And that's
3,
it.
4, 5. 1,
True,
2,
false,
4, 5.
and
True,
then
true,
true the rest of the
true.
way down.
And then true, false is false. True.
For
True.
P implies R,
1,
it's
2,
gonna
3,
be
4, 5,
true
6,
for all cases unless
Yeah,
it is true implies false, so that's here.
Yeah.
Here, and that's all. True, false, true, false, true, there, down. And I'm gonna do the last parentheses while we're at it. So P implies R, only false situation is when true implies false, so that's here. And here and eight. So I'm gonna go back and end up doing this column, which is a little star, implies this and column, which I call square. Gonna make some excites, and then I'm gonna write the answers over here. First, I'm gonna do the and real quick. And is only true when we have true on both sides. So that's here, 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 false, true, true. And for an implication, we're working with these columns.
Alright, so this first one's not too bad, because we know if bar is false,
Then we have
it's
true
gonna be false.
implies false, which is
So we can
four.
start by doing that, by one or the other.
Oh, excuse me, row
False,
4 and
False,
row 6.
false. Now we look for situations where one of these is true. So we know this top one is true. This next one isn't true,
Did everyone drop it?
true. This one neither are true, but they're false.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I'm looking for not
Darn
P
smart, man.
or Q. It's true, it's true, true, it's true, it's true, it's true. I have two falses.
Okay. 115.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a lot.
Yeah, you said true,
I'm
and
gonna
then the third one should be false.
start over.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, we'll,
Forgot about the job.
Yeah, it was pretty sloppy. It needed a revamp.
I'll address it.
False and false.
Make it really clean every.
That's what you're true.
That's my goal.
Yeah,
We'll see.
exactly.
The rest
So
are true.
first, I'm just gonna write.
I only did the 3 that you needed to.
Thank you.
And then this one's not too bad. This implying this. So we have true implies true. We have false implies true. True implies false. That one's false. False implies false is true.
And R.
True implies true is true. False implies true is true. And true.
Imply
And I'm missing one.
not being, this is the first one with the not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just draw the way down, right?
So we have P, Q, and R.
You want the whole thing?
Yeah.
So,
That's what you're right. Is that what you're right?
Yeah. I haven't added to that.
I can't reach that.
building live artists.
Yeah, there is one. And, yeah.
Oh, I did that wrong. Okay. Now I'm ready to actually start. So I'm gonna do it a little different than you guys did. I'm gonna like split it up kind of instead of doing the whole thing. But I did do all of this in one, which is pretty simple. Wow. So we have P, 4, Q, and R. Okay, so P or Q, we only need one of them to be true and R. So for this, one of them are true and R is true. So that's true. And then since R is false here, that's gonna be false. Here is true because one of them is true and R is true. Here is false again because R is false. And then this is gonna be true since one of these is true
flip it, it'll
and
be
R
false.
is true.
The next one is true, false. If you flip that, it's gonna be
This is gonna be
true.
false.
True, true, flip it, it'll be
This
false.
one's gonna be
again.
false since none of them are true.
True, false, flip
And
that,
then this
it's
is gonna be
true.
false also.
And the rest of them all the way down are true.
And then I'm doing this thing next.
Yeah.
So not P or Q.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I did that.
No.
It's fine.
Just, we will just be a bunch of
Not
exceptions.
P
It's fine.
would be false or Q. So since Q is true in this case, it's gonna be true. And then would be false or true is true. False or false is gonna be false. False or false, also false.
And then,
True
Just do
or
the
true
first and
is gonna
second
be
one, and the
true.
fourth and fifth one.
yeah,
Or the fifth and sixth one would be true.
And then true or true.
Because those are the only ones that are.
Because you only need true,
And then
false,
these are
true.
both gonna be true.
Or you only need
also,
true,
because
true,
both
true,
of
false,
these
and then false, true, false.
yeah. There's those two.
with the not.
Yeah, and then the, and then
Okay,
five and six.
so
Yeah.
now we're gonna put it all together.
do like, remember,
So
the
I'll
second
just
row
do
or the,
a star for
the
the whole thing.
third row, or,
And so we're
You just
doing
skip
this column implies this column.
or you can do them if you want.
So we have true, true, so that's true. False, true,
I
and
don't
false
know.
gonna be true because
So,
first one's false. It's
Like,
like
if
one
you
of
look
them
at, if
matter.
you're just using P and R,
True, false,
there's
is gonna
two
be
true
false.
truths on there.
False,
Yeah,
You
false,
only need one of them, so you can say you can like
True.
skip like
True.
4 of the things you're doing, if you wanted to, but if that's what you have right.
That's what I got. Right?
Yeah.
It's like
false, true, false,
That's just how I
false,
personally
true,
do it.
false, true, so false,
You know, personally.
It's an implies.
False.
yep,
True, false, true, all of them.
oh,
That's about right.
okay, well,
Hold on.
so true, true,
Just as long
False,
as the first
true.
one's
true, false,
What?
No, you're good.
You just write it different?
Alright, false.
It's not happening at all.
you're so right. What am I doing? Okay, yeah, false, true,
It's really hard to keep the alignment.
It is. True, false, that one's false.
Yeah.
About right?
False, false, true.
So you might have wrote it different.
True, true,
I got,
true.
False, true,
False,
true,
true. True.
Yeah.
False, true, false.
1, 2, 5, 6, right?
There we go.
that's
Supervisor Dashwood.
False, false, true, false.
So since 18 only has a P
So
and
it's
R, I'm just gonna write it.
different than
Oh,
Not, so the second one should still be the same.
The second one.
So it's here, I just can't see it. Just need-
I got you.
Not,
So the second one would be, false or, and then false implies, also it
not
would be,
R,
oh no, that's a true, so it's true implies
all that,
true, so that one should be true,
and R.
that is true.
R,
P implies not R, well, that one's, okay, yeah, P implies not R, it's false. Yeah, it's not true, it's false.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing is on the answer here. It's that and R, so whenever
Okay, so
R
let's
is
split it
false,
up.
the answer should be false. So you have like at the very bottom too, right? R is false on
yeah,
all
I
of those,
think-
but over here you have true.
Right.
Yeah, you forgot the extra and R.
Oh, those two?
Yeah,
I
so
know,
because it's
I
and
see
R.
what you're
In order for
So,
this to
yeah, so
be
that second one should be false
false
too.
ever.
Is that here?
Yeah, because it's
Because
and
R
or
is
false.
So
Yeah,
the end case,
because it's the thing on the middle right there and.
Yeah.
what happens to
R.
it, because we're not in that.
And then the last two you said?
False. That would be
Yeah.
false.
Should be false.
The rest
Because
of
it's
it-
and R.
Anytime R is
True,
false, it
you're
should
not
be
in
false.
and then false,
Yeah.
so the rest of it true.
So the fourth one too.
And then if I
Yeah,
wanted
fourth
to
one should be
do
false as
not,
well.
Because.
It doesn't matter what's on the left, it's the R is false anyways.
The fourth one?
Yeah.
not R. So, just one of them has to be true. Right, so if I'm nodding this, we actually have false.
That one right
false.
now?
So that's false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nodding that's false, but that's true, since the rest of these are true, they're all gonna be true. Here.
I wanted really well, only have to look at the R.
Yeah.
Alright, a
Well,
star,
not
with the rest of them.
Mostly not.
So if we're doing it with and R, that means both of them have to be true. So this is gonna be false. Here, that'll be false. Well, that's the only one that's true. That we've got false. Oh, whoops.
That was close.
So close.
One of them's dead.
This is one. So this is one where it begins with the or, but not both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna write the same one.
So this will be false.
What it had.
True, the one false, 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 true. Oh, false, 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 true, false, and true.
So that's the table they provided. Exclusive or parentheses, Q exclusive or R.
So now it's P and the star.
So one is gonna be parentheses, so Q exclusive or R.
False.
So if they are both true, right here, it's gonna be false. Then if one is true and one is false, it's true. If here true, if they're both false, false.
It's not what I got.
Oh, I got they're both
The second one would be true and true, so it's
true.
Yeah, true.
the second one,
False.
Yeah.
Then
That should be right. True, false, false.
it's gonna be true, false right here now. So
True, true, false.
we're gonna look at the P column.
yeah, that's what I got.
So one is true.
Can we do the other one too?
False.
Sure.
This is gonna be true. Then if they're both true, it's gonna be false. False. True. False.
Right. Yeah. We'll see. It's basically the same, just that.
That's false.
Kind of different.
True, 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 false.
P exclusively or Q exclusively or R.
No.
Sorry.
This one's true.
So P. This one's
Second one is false. Yes, it's false, false.
so P and Q, right? So that's false, false, true, 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 false, false. So the only two that are a pair would be the first two and the last two. So false, false, true, true. Sorry, true, true, true,
So
true,
this column and R,
false.
false, true.
Now,
Yeah,
it's these
set up
two.
differently, yeah. That wasn't your fault. That's,
Yeah.
It's
So
set
the
up
only
wrong on
time
my
it can
side.
be
Like
true
the
or no,
being
sorry,
set up
false
here.
is if they're the same.
It should-
It's
is the-
true, true,
Yeah, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Switch the second.
false,
Yeah, because you left that up for me.
true, true, false. So
And then it should be true, false, and then
false,
Yeah, so
false, true, false.
false, false,
it is false.
true,
Yeah, that wasn't on you.
true, false. Okay,
So I got this column and R.
that's
false,
terrible,
true,
I'm so sorry.
false, true, true, false, true. False.
20A. I just want to do 22, or at least try 22, so you guys can ridicule me or something. I don't know.
You mean 24.
Yeah, 24. Thank you. I can count.
That's where you're.
Okay.
you have three proof. Right, you don't- You don't have a
Okay,
22 gun,
so
you know.
we're on 22, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Then I got 24.
And should I just do
I
A?
can take it if you don't.
Okay. So.
Figure it out.
Well, when you look at it, you'll
Or exclusive or,
and then you just do.
and then I should have just wrote that there. Whatever. Okay.
I
So.
know. So like,
It just didn't like, it didn't feel right anymore.
yeah,
It wasn't like.
it feels like cheating, like
So
having
for
three
this,
places. Just put them together.
Right here, it would be.
Yeah, as soon as you see it,
U and R true, so that's false.
I was so mad at myself for like trying.
One of them
Also,
Doing that.
I
could've figured out how-
Both of them are false, so that's false. So
And
true,
parentheses,
true, false.
It's
Both of them are true, so it's false. One of them is true, so it's true, and one of them
That's
is
the
true, so
only
it's
time
true.
this would happen.
Both of them are false, so it's false.
This is usually or each of those cases together, so you not P. So the
Yeah,
next one's
that's
true.
a terrible alignment. But then,
Yeah, actually,
put it all together.
Well, the first equation should be an and instead of an or.
yeah.
After the P.
I love this shorthand.
And.
And then for this, we're doing P and this. So it's both of them. So if you have P and false, so that's false. True and true, so that's true, so false. True. And then
Yeah,
here you
I
have
did that
true and
too.
true, so that's
Like,
true. True and false, so that's false. True, false. Then you have false and false, so that's false. False and true, so that's false. It's going to be both of them. False and true, so that's false. And false, so that's false. I think I did that right. Okay.
So we start with the exclusive for. Exclusive for R. So it's only true when one of them is false. True, true, false, true, true, false.
So the column is P and exclusive or,
Exclusive for R. True, 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 true,
So because it's and, it's only true in both the trees, so for this one, it's only the first exact column. For the row,
False,
false row.
false. False all the way down.
And then between R and only true in both the trees, so it's the first and third.
And the second part.
For the second to last one.
That's what
That's what I-
okay, and I checked.
Oh, I-
So for the exclusive
True and
part,
true
it's
is true.
false when both of these columns are the same, so true, false.
I wrote it as false on the paper.
True, false, false,
P and Q.
false, and yeah, it's false.
There's no false the rest of the way.
Okay, so this one,
That's true.
I was happy with until I realized that you couldn't use exclusive or, and then it made me sad.
True and then
But,
false the rest of the way.
I came up with something that I think is way too complicated, and somebody came up probably with a way simpler solution, but we'll see. So, the task was you could use this, and this in a statement to make it so that when P, Q, and R, only one of them can be true at a time. And if there's more than one or there's less than one, then it should be false. So what I did, this is a silly solution. I basically just made 3 separate statements that only work if one of them is true and the other ones are false. So I wrote right here, this is when P is true and these both have to be false. Otherwise, this statement can be false. And then here, I did to connect them, that way they can be true.
Which is basically saying
This
I
one
can,
or
I know what
this
you're
one.
saying now, it's like I'm lying.
So I just did the same thing, but with the other variables.
Yeah, I was, so that's what I thought too, I was like, well, but then the whole thing is false, right? So that's, like, and I was trying to think of it that way, but the one before it said it was no.
Yeah.
So I thought that this one was no as well, because I felt like they said the same thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how, I don't know how you.
Are you putting it in the table for it?
If you guys want me to, I can.
You
But-
could, I wasn't sure.
It's up to you.
All right. I don't think I will.
just kind of guessed.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, it makes sense.
So for
Okay,
24, we need to
so
find one
how this
where
works
just when
is
one is true,
for all these
true.
being true,
Otherwise,
this
it's
first
false.
one, true, false, false, and these are ands.
So,
All
yeah,
of them
kind of what you did. I just
have
made
to
the
be
3 separate
These
pieces.
are
so
false,
that
doesn't
would be
work.
So
False,
it's
false, true,
P
these are ands.
and not
Same thing.
Q
False,
and
true, false,
not
these are
R.
ands, doesn't work.
So this is the case with just
Since none of these statements are true, this
and
first one
then
is false.
word it with
For
not
here,
P
you have
and
true,
Q
false,
and not
and since
R.
one of them is false, it's false.
And then or
false,
that with
false,
the last case
and then
with not
False,
P
true, and since
and
one of them
not
is
Q.
false in each statement, none of them are gonna be true, so this all is
So
false.
one of these will be true.
Same thing
So
here.
this one is true when it's just
true,
P is true and the other 2 are false.
True, but then this
This
is
one's
false.
true when just P is true and the other 2 are false.
False,
And then same thing
true,
for the last one about R.
true,
And then when you form them together,
false,
it'll make it
there you go.
true.
True,
Only
that
when
means false,
One of these things.
false, and
is
then
true.
also
They're
false,
true
so that's gonna be
exclusively. So
false.
I can
None
make
of
the
the
truth
statements
table
have false.
if you guys want me to.
Here,
Yeah.
this is true, true. So this
I
statement
agree.
is actually true. But the rest of these, I just have put not are going to have at least one false because not you.
I asked, did anybody
wait,
do this
no.
one?
Because R here,
Yeah, that's kind of the
false.
off, I
And
mean,
then
that's the way,
Q
it's
here
almost
is
like
going to be
read,
false.
right?
But
It's
this
like
statement's true because these are
Q's
ors
false,
and
R's
this part is
false,
true.
or
That's
E's
true.
false, Q's true, R's false, or, and so
and
it
then
actually makes more
here,
sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I've seen
a
people do different
false,
things and I've been like,
false,
whoa,
false,
that is
and
super random.
then
But it's kind of
a
interesting when
true,
you see how people have gone
false,
through. But this is the most strict.
true, and then true,
I don't
true,
remember off the top
false.
of my head.
So this is gonna be false, because all of them are fully true.
That's the way I look at it.
Um,
It is interesting.
Here,
Well,
you
sometimes
have one
people do it
true.
different way.
So in
So
this
there's
one,
that,
This is true.
this
But
is going
I've,
to be
but I have
false
seen people do it a
because
different
it's
way.
the not here, and then here, it's also gonna be false,
I
but
think we'll
here,
have
it's
to talk
gonna be
about
true.
26.
And the not P is gonna be true,
I mean,
the not R is gonna be true.
I said you
So this
can't,
one's true.
I mean,
These are
I said you
terrible
can't
errors.
assign a truth value to it.
So,
Because as soon as you do,
you have
then it's just wrong.
a false.
But I was a little
Um,
confused about whether they're
which
talking
means
about
this entire
like
thing's
what
gonna
the
be
statements
false.
actually
Here
say,
you have
or
false, well.
the statement's
false
technically
is
false
true,
every time,
true,
right?
So, because
Because like if you assign a truth
true,
statement to it,
and
then it's not
true,
what
the
you gave
statement's
it.
true.
But does that mean it's false, or is it talking about like the
and
content of the statement?
True, false.
I don't know if that makes sense what I was
false right
saying,
here.
but-
So this entire thing's gonna be
Uh,
false.
confusing.
I said no,
So. it's
because
true.
the one before it
And then here.
basically said the same thing,
is pretty
and
obvious
it said this
it's gonna
statement
be
is false, and the book said no,
Because.
and I'm
right
lying,
here
and the statement is
is
false, it's basically the same thing,
P.
but I know you had something,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if you could turn it into
This one
words.
doesn't have a not, it's gonna be false.
Yeah, so I just
This
wrote it
doesn't have a
as,
not, it's gonna be false, so
like,
this is
Q
false.
implies
Okay,
not Q,
I think that's it.
as in I'm like, so then you
So
just
we
get
have like a
Q,
simpler solution.
you got
I mean,
True
I
or false?
wrote something else, but I didn't
And
verify it with the
not Q,
other
obviously,
combinations, so
which
maybe it's
is
not right.
Okay.
false, true,
That's what I got.
Okay.
so then you
It
get
seems like, from what I overheard, that is
Q
the
implies
most
not
common
Q.
correct answer.
Well, it kind of
Then
is
you
a
get
little
true,
bit dry.
false,
Look,
false,
did you guys
false,
do
true.
23? It's really similar to 23.
You can assign a truth value to it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you're always lying and you say
but
something's false,
23 is
then
literally
it's-
just like that, but with
That-
only
that's what I was,
two
like,
values.
trying to
So like just P and Q.
I was thinking if you're
And
talking
that
about
one,
the content
I
of
just
what the
did-
sentence actually means.
Yeah,
Then
And
I think
this.
it's no.
right.
Can't.
Which is different, but.
Which, I wasn't sure.
I just thought it was like, Q would mean you're not lying. I mean, Q means you're lying, if you just say you're.
Because that's like looking at the statement.
Yeah, so that's what I did for
Instead of like
23.
what the statement means.
But it doesn't actually correlate to this
That's- and I
one,
just wasn't
because
sure
this, like, this is an or, and
How'd
this
you
is an
do it?
and.
Well, I'm
So,
curious, so once you.
I'm not really-
I like your little truth.
Not really sure how to drive it. Anyway, that's what I did.
So can you assign a truth value to
Well,
I
Somebody
guess.
wanted battle to explain 26.
I can do it.
We could just,
Well,
we could probably just discuss
you? Yeah,
it.
I think, so the truth, it's
Yes,
interesting.
but
Actually,
also-
I just have a quick
What
note
is
of
that?
if
What
you
is that saying?
think it can be true, or if you think it can't
I
be
am
true.
lying.
I mean, not true, but like, can a value be assigned?
Then,
Yeah, so,
If it were arbitrary, it would
not
have a
lying.
truth value, but it's not.
would be
so
the
it can't be.
implication, and that's
That's
false.
what I said.
okay.
Just because if,
Telling.
if go
Well,
is
what
like
does
it's
that
called
mean?
Q, right?
Yeah.
If Q is
That's kind
true,
of hard
the
to
context of
evaluate
it is
sometimes,
false.
right? But I
in
think
the
the
fact that you say
easier way
I'm
to
lying.
think through is
But
like,
if Q is false, it implies that they're not
If-
lying, except for
if
the
you're
actual
lying,
content is that they're lying, so it's a contradictory
then
statement. So it
the
ends up,
statement is false, right?
It's-
That you're
it's
making.
like false. no matter
So
what.
you're kind of saying, when
But,
you
you
say
know,
I
like-
am lying, you're kind of
In a
saying this statement is
paradoxical
false. So if I am lying is true,
I don't know.
it is false.
That it's vague what it's
That's not
applied
good.
to.
But,
Like,
and
what are
then,
you
but if
lying
I am
about?
lying is
Yeah.
false,
So like,
then
if
you're
it's
telling
not
me
applied
true.
directly to the statement,
Which is
I think
true.
you could assign a
So
value.
if it's false, it's true, and if it's true, it's false. That's kind of called like a paradox statement, so there's no.
If we assume though it's
So I would
talking
say,
about like
no,
the
you can't
truth
assign
value of the statement, like I am lying about the truth value of the statement,
So what would the
I don't know.
That's different than like, I am lying as a statement stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the statement, I am lying,
Oh.
you can either be lying or you can't be lying, right? So it does have that.
Yes.
So, I missed page 24, I created a different problem, but I figured out how to change it to good. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk for just a second. This I am lying situation is kind of an interesting problem. What did you guys think? I didn't get to hear your discussion. Like, can you assign a truth, a truth value to the statement I am lying?
We were split.
Okay, so I think that the way that I would think about it is if I say I am lying and you say that's true, then the statement I am lying is what? Well, I am lying can only be true if it's false, right? But it can only be false if it's true. Does that make sense? So that's not good. Okay, so these things do come up from time to time, and we call them like paradoxical statements. And we'll get to see some of these very soon in this class that are in like actual mathematics, not just in kind of fun land of I am lying. Have you ever heard the little riddle? Have you ever seen the movie? I believe the movie was called Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie?
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie, but you remember the riddle in that?
Yeah.
It's so great. And it's just like, it's a logic riddle, right? And if you haven't heard it before, then you've missed out on part of your life, so I'll share it with you. So the riddle in that movie is a girl comes up and there are two paths. And there are like two, like, I think they're knights standing there or something. And they tell her, one of us always lies and one of us always tells the truth. So if you get to ask one of us one question, and then, and you don't know which one of us tells the truth, which one of us lies, but you get to ask one of us one question, and then you get to decide which way to go. And so the question is, what's the question you should ask in order to figure out which way to go? But you don't know which one of them is going to tell the truth and which one's going to tell the lie. But there is a question you could ask, and you always get the right information. And for those of you who've seen the movie, maybe you know the answer to the riddle. But if you haven't, it's kind of a fun thing to think about. It's like, what question should you ask so that you always will know which one's the right path and which one's the wrong path? So if you've never thought, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'll let you think about it.
I watched it like 2 weeks ago.
You watched the movie 2 weeks ago? That's kind of awesome. But yes.
Is there an argument to be made that it's unclear what the statement I am lying is applying to you? So maybe it could be considered true or false because it's not clear whether the statement is lying.
Yeah. So if the statement I am lying was directed towards another statement, then you could assign a truth value to it. If it's applied to itself, then you cannot. Does that make sense? So just as a statement, I am lying, in the statement I am lying, that's a paradox. If you say, my name is Jim, I am lying when I say my name is Jim, then that's a statement. Does that make, so you're right. It depends on what you're applying the I am lying to. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so that's it for today. We got through everything. I will have you turn in your homework to Cassandra on your way out. For today, we're not going to sort out anything. You can just turn it all into her. Please paper clip it. Another point that was brought up is actually on the syllabus, it says we'll do our presentations on Thursday, not on Tuesday. So that gives you a little bit more time, and I will give you that time. So we'll do our presentations next Thursday, not next Tuesday. So this Thursday I'll lecture. Next Tuesday, I will probably also lecture because I'd like to get in at least one lecture day each week. And then Thursday we'll do our presentations. Sound good? Okay, have a great day, and I will see everybody on Thursday.
I misread the question twice, so I thought I did, and then I really forgot. Never mind.
Okay.
But who's Cassandra?
Right here. Cassandra's right back here.
Yeah.